is May 31st. It's a beautiful day, even though it's cloudy, a little overcast. I'll walk you through the garden. It's very hot, very humid today. And I'll just show you what's growing real quick and show you kind of what I'm doing. As I mentioned in my last tour, I think that I'm kind of transitioning to my summer garden. This is probably one of the hardest parts about having a 3-season garden, is trying to exercise a little patience while your spring vegetables continue to grow, but your summer vegetables, as I'll show you right here, they're up there. My tomato plants, I have all kinds of tomato plants. I've got to get them in the garden. They need a home. So I'm hoping this week that I'll be pulling out a lot of my spring vegetables, such as this broccoli here. Looking beautiful. And I'm going to leave the kale in unless I notice that it's going to start to bolt or something like that. But it's been harvesting a lot of kale. I've already put a lot up in the freezer, blanched it. Very similar to how I do spinach. I do blanch it and boil it in the water a little longer than spinach because it's a little veinier, a little tougher. And I'll include a link in case you're wondering how you can put up some of your spring greens as well. I've had to spray again the other day. A lot more cabbage moths have been flying around. So I'm spraying with BT. And if you're new to gardening, you just spray that. I spray when I see the little white moths flying around, even if they're not in my garden. If they're around my car, in the front yard, anywhere, I start spraying my garden. And I hate to repeat this because I know a lot of my regular subscribers know this, and I've said it 100 times. But for the new gardeners out there, when you spray BT on your plants, when that white cabbage moth lays her little eggs on there and the worms hatch out, they will eat the leaf, and then in that way they also ingest the BT, which destroys their digestive system. Okay, and then it kills them, and you can eat the broccoli. Okay, so I have some spinach right there that's bolting. I've been making some really good spinach dishes. I'll include a link to just a so simple sauteed spinach, just delicious. I have parsley here. I need to pull it out and dry it, and I'll explain that in the video when I do. Normally, you let parsley grow for 2 years. It's a biennial, but when I bought this transplant, it must have been an old plant, because it's bolting on me this year. This is the first year. I've only had it in my garden probably 3 months now. I'm growing some from seed too, so I'll be able to enjoy another parsley plant throughout the growing season. And then it won't bolt until next year because I grew it from seed. Sugar snap peas, my goodness. I'm getting so much of these. My little boy has been eating these like candy. And that's what they're like. They're like garden candy. Every single day, I'm coming down here and harvesting them. And I'm also watering them every single day, because that helps me get a new crop the next day. Keep them watered, and you will have a lot of sugar snap peas. And as I mentioned in my last video, keep them picked. Don't let any big pods hide up underneath those leaves, or your vine will stop producing. The galangal here, looking really nice. I've got lots and lots of new growth. This is exactly what I've been looking for. I've been looking for it to spread up underneath the ground and have some new shoots popping up. So just about every plant that I put in the ground, and I'll do a video on that later too, when I planted these, but every plant has new shoots popping up, and they're looking real healthy. It took a little while, but doing real well. I'm hoping to have some nice galangal to harvest this fall. All of my white tip and pink tip greasy pole beans are up. So real excited about those this year. Grew those for the first time last year. Loved them. So looking forward to harvesting those this summer. They're all doing well so far. And of course all the onions, they're just little baby red onions, which are wonderful. They're starting to let me know that they're ready to get out of that ground by they're laying over there. Calendula's been blooming. I made a wonderful calendula quinoa salad the other day, and I will include a link to that probably within the week. You can see a recipe for some wonderful quinoa salad. All of this broccoli here, it's looking really, really good. I'll be harvesting this probably very soon, and I will put tomatoes here. Thank goodness. I'm just looking for places for tomatoes. Lots of dill and cilantro going to seed. And that's what I want. I want to use the dill pollen. The dill will produce a beautiful flower, and I can use that pollen for seasoning. And I'm going to use the cilantro seed that it produces for coriander and crush that. Okay, garlic is looking good. Doing very well. Of course, I already showed you some of my kale. Over here, cabbage is finally starting to head up. Now, I'm not sure how long. I've not grown, I don't think, a purple cabbage since I've been here, or red cabbage, whatever you want to call it, since I've been living in this climate. So it seems to be taking longer than I would have expected, but we'll see. This is one of my Uncle Mark Bagby tomato plants. Looking pretty good. Got a lot of blooms on there. I just picked off one of the small tomatoes because a worm had gotten into it. But I'll just have to keep my eye on that one. That was my last seed for that tomato. So I may give up on growing it here. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Strawberry plant looking good. Every time a strawberry turns red, it's gone. So I'm not sure what's eating it, but something is. Not me. Okay, over here, I'm planting a Three Sisters garden. And so far, I've been waiting on my corn to pop up, so it's pretty high now. And I will go ahead and plant my pole beans in there. And I hope to do a video on a Three Sisters garden at some point. But basically, the idea is you grow melons along the base of the garden bed. And then you grow your corn. And so now that that's up, then you plant your pole beans. And they will grab onto the corn and use that as support. So that's what this bed will be, because I have a problem with something called bacterial wilt in the soil in this part of my garden. And I can't grow anything from the nightshade family, such as potatoes here, tomatoes. Nothing like that will grow over here. So this is kind of a test at the same time. We'll see how everything does. Everything over here is looking really nice. Potatoes looking really pretty. I've had to spray those for the black flea beetle that was attacking my cabbage earlier. So I need to, I think one more application should take care of it. And I'm spraying with spinosad, in case you're wondering. And let's see, I can show you. You can see some of the little black flea beetles on there. I think one or two more applications should take care of them over here. They moved away from my cabbage and started to migrate towards my potatoes. But you can see the beautiful little potatoes are going to flower here. And so once those have flowered and die back, then I'll harvest them. This is a determinate potato. It's called Purple Majesty. Kind of hard to find out if your potatoes are determinate or indeterminate. They don't put that on the seed potato package, at least not the ones I bought. And I'm not sure if the rose fin apple fingerling potato is an indeterminate or a determinate. If anyone out there knows, you can let me know. I'd appreciate it. That way I'll know whether or not to heal it. And then the Sunrise Bumblebee cherry tomato plant. I've recently transplanted that out here. It needs, looks like it's wanting some water, so I need to start making sure I keep that watered. And then I have a beefsteak and then a Fontana Romanesco tomato plants there, looking nice. Got lots of beautiful, healthy blooms. And then over there is the Sun Gold, looking pretty good. Looks a little leggy to me, but that was a transplant that I bought, and I think it's maybe just taking it a little while to root down. Look at the elephant head amaranth. What a pretty little plant that is. So I'm just going to use this for the flowers, just to give a little color to the dishes. Okay, let's see. Over here, fennel, starting to root down there, looking pretty good. I planted this on the edge of the garden because I read about companion planting, and fennel can be kind of tough, so I don't know if that's true or not. I've grown fennel right in the middle of a lot of plants before, and the plants did wonderful, but just to exercise a little bit of caution, I put it on the perimeter of the bed. Chelsea Prize cucumber is up and doing beautifully. And then my son's little garden bed is really doing nice. Loving it. He's got his first little sugar snap peas that he can harvest as well. So that's just a quick tour. Hopefully everyone is out there digging in the dirt. I'll show you over here. We've got a little family of geese. There they are. Keep my distance because they watch me when I get close to them. I don't want them attacking me. Have a beautiful day.